was, but I've already written for 3 times, and so I really wanted to tap into a new avenue, that people hadn't known about me, and it was from a moment of my life that I really wanted to capture and put to words, and she has literally worked with me at so many occasions to edit this chapter because I really wanted to be the best that it can possibly be, and I just appreciate her time, and of course, without any other hesitation, of course, big shout out to Marcos, um, for all the support and love that he gives that fantastic sister of mine and me, and lets me bore her all the time for phone calls. Before we bring on our special guest who is, shown up. This special guest of mine, I literally we're gonna do things a little bit differently because again, I've also got another special guest sitting in the green room to kind of join us for this evening's conversation, and he's actually somebody that followed my special guest this evening as well. At the same time, we were kind of like, "Hey, have you caught this guy's show? He's pretty candid, off the cuff, but real." And it was something our in 2022 or 2022 2022. That's a lot. There's a lot of twos involved in there. All right. That we were still dealing with pandemic time, and we needed kind of that healthy space to again find on such an occasion. And this cat would come on at the most random of times for me when I was first getting on. And his candor, just call it candor, his candor during his lives, he was the first man that literally inspired me that, you know what, you can do a live and you can drop an F-bomb, but he also taught me that there's some tact involved with that. And so over the past, literally the last 3 years, I've been following this cat, and so has my other extra special guest for this evening because I always come prepared. You never know what's going to happen on this Jurassic Park show, and this man actually taught me about that. There was times I was watching a show that literally things would be going a little bit awry, and he would be sitting there laughing and letting it go. This is live. This is what we're dealing with. And that really spoke to me. I wasn't even planning on doing this show when I first started off in this, but I seen this cat and I was like, this guy's got it together. He's got some technology behind him. He's got some graphics, he's got good vibes and not afraid to drop the F-bomb. So cool. Now, because I've got the extra special guest this evening, what I'm going to do is introduce first our green room guest that I had on backup in case stuff went south. Because the guy that I'm going to have on as my special guest taught me that you should always have a backup plan, which we've been talking about literally through this whole monologue of mine. So without further delay or Baloo, hello. How many I've been writing too much music lately. Without further delay or ado, please welcome to the stage Donald Baker, our brother, the Dawn of HVAC. And he's on. You've muted your mic. Oh, now you're on a service call, aren't you? Okay. I got that. We can do sign language too.
Aaron,
there we go.
Aaron, can you hear me, Aaron? Aaron, coming to you from the streets of Winnipeg. Oh my God. Traffic everywhere. Rain coming down. How are you doing, bro?
I remember when I was visiting there. Your traffic's a little... I would actually rather encounter LA traffic than visit Manitoba, Winnipeg traffic. Seriously. So I love my regions. Big props to them, but yeah, I would much rather drive in LA than drive there.
So I was sitting on the couch there waiting for the show to start, and Samantha called me, said she was done work, so we are taking the show live on the road.
Nice. Well, we've done this literally all season, and you should see our special guest. He's having a great howl in the background because he's like, literally, this is what I've created. This is what happens when people watch my show. I'm watching this show right now, and this is what happens. Oh my God. Oh. So our special guest, you are aware of him. You and I watched him at the same time. What were your impressions when you watched his show?
we're talking about Gabe?
Well, yes. Yes, we're
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
Gabe.
All right. Sorry.
No, we're talking about the Wizard of Oz this time.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, no, Gabe, like you said, he was very sincere, and I do think, yeah, we came across him at the same time. Though I think you're the one that tipped me off on his show. Yeah, he's doing awesome. I'm super happy for him that he's found the woman that makes him happy as well. I just want to bring that up. I know his announcement was quite some time ago, but yeah, the two of them have a very good um, chemistry together, and I don't know. It just some people
Okay,
bring
first off,
a
all right.
content feeling to me when I watch their shows, and he's one of them. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna, my friend, I love you, and I really like. We're just gonna
Trying.
pause things. Yeah, I want you, like, you don't, please, when you're driving, please don't look at the camera. Just stay focused on the road, my friend. And you know what?
Yeah.
We can wait until, like, honestly, we don't mind waiting until you're safe.
Well,
Okay.
that's why I said
All right.
we're
So
literally driving live here. So
so
if I
you know
seem
me,
like if I seem out of focus, that's why.
that's totally okay. But I wanted you to try and see if you. I caught you at a very unfocused moment. I didn't see what you were doing in the background. I thought you were just sitting in the car, and then I noticed that you were actually moving. So I was like, okay, well, this situation just changed, and I could actually hear a little Melissa Houston off my corner is like, he should not be talking and driving at the same time. So thank you, Melissa Houston, for bike safety and driver safety at the same time. Okay, enough said and done. Without further delay or ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aliens from all planets, all shapes and sizes, welcome here. Please welcome to the stage, Gabe Leal.
Oh,
Yes. Hello.
hello. Hello, how are we doing?
We are doing groovy. As you can see, we're just going ab lib tonight. No real kind of structure.
Look, sometimes there doesn't have to be rhyme or reason.
Right?
That was one thing that was always what I loved about just creating and doing stuff in the first place was that, you know, most people will sit there and talk about strategy and all this other stuff. And I was more apt to say, let me just turn on the camera and then let's see if I can create magic. And that's kind of how I just have taken approach to a lot of things that I've done in my life. And although I have kind of mellowed out just a tad, I'm not going to say fully, but I have mellowed out just a tad because that's what life does to you. But it doesn't change who I am as a person or what I do. So yeah, it's been fun to just get on camera. And even tonight, like here's a story, right? I know we had talked about this for a while.
Yeah.
But you know, in terms of how life flows and things happen, you literally just, I mean, we got a calendar here in our studio. So we're building our studio, as a matter of fact, back here so that we can do more things because my lovely wife, she's sitting right over here, right up. You can't see her on camera, but she does photography. She loves doing that. And I love doing video and creation and doing stuff like that. And part of my dream is always to be able to have a studio in place. So now we actually have a space to work on that and get that started. So we're just working on building the aesthetic around there. And part of it was, luckily, I had my stream stuff like kind of semi set up, not fully, but semi set up because I was testing stuff. And you can see I have a nice background and stuff that I'm working on. But yes, Felipe, marriage has tamed me just a bit. I'm sure you would.
I was.
You know that.
I was going to pause you and say, hey, big shout out to Yvette. Great to see you in the background. Great to know that you're there.
Like I literally had to tell her, like, this is what I love about my wonderful wife is I said, be ready to get on camera. And she goes, oh no. She had this look in her eyes like, we're doing this? Maybe.
Well, maybe again, that's her call. She knows that this is safe space to do that. It's the same space as Voice Your Vibe, right? Shout out to Brian and Nancy, Voice Your Vibe. Uh, I'm giggling because I got a chance to know single Gabe, and then I've gotten a chance to see now married Gabe, and there's a new light about you, man, that we talked about it. There was the one time that literally, I'm sorry, I'm going to let everybody know real quick, is there's times that I've gone live on TikTok and Gabe's just showing up and we just have a little, what I call unplugged session, which is, none of the bells and whistles. I'm just sitting here and we're just talking. And literally to see the transition in you and this new little glow of light and inspiration and creativity coming from you, from the single Gabe, is you've blossomed. Not to call you a flower in the most manly way, I'm calling you a flower, but but you've really come into your own, into this new level, man. That is, it's new synergy, it's new drive. Watching some of your videos and some of your new content that's coming out with your AI stuff, like,
oh gosh, what I love about it is that me and my wife, she's always been somebody who supported me and been on board when I start doing things. So she started doing AI videos with me. So we've been I got her involved into doing that because I'm looking at Nicole's comment there about being MIA. Yeah, there was a lot of times because I'm somebody who enjoys the things that I do, but I like to enjoy them wholeheartedly invested in what I'm doing. So when I'm doing live stream or doing video creation, I love doing it. I invest everything I am into it. But then there's also the other side of me that goes, it's time to enjoy the quiet and the rest and the peace. You have to do the same thing, right? If we're talking about mental health and being able to step aside and do those things, it is giving yourself the grace and the mercy to say, I don't need to do nothing today, as far as like content or create or strategy or build. And I get it if you're an entrepreneur, but even then, when you're working for an employer or you're your own entity, you still have to find a place to give yourself rest, peace, revitalization, and restoration of self. Like, you got to give yourself that space to kind of just do that. And I was in a season of being quiet. That's what was called for me, is just to be there, be quiet and listen. Because just as much as there's a lesson in talking and teaching, there's also a lesson in just sitting there and listening and processing things that other people give to you or share to you. So yeah, it was that part of me that just needed to be away from everything. And I wasn't totally away. Right? We did have a few times that I saw you on TikTok and that sort of thing. And we had our little fun, just again, open man to man, person to person, openness conversation about life. And that was nice. And for whatever the moment was, it was perfect for what we needed. Right?
It was.
So I don't, like I said, even doing these things here now, I've been watching Jackie's lives. I've been like chiming in and watching her stuff just to kind of bug a little bit and be fun. But yeah, I mean, that's, to me, part of it is just allowing yourself to either enjoy the rest and quiet part of your life, or the other part of, being a creator and doing all the things that's called for you to do, like writing the books and doing all the other stuff. I was able to publish myself in 3 books last year during my quiet time. So it wasn't like I was totally away, but I did enjoy the fact that I got to express still and put myself out there into the world, and hopefully add some kind of value to somebody else's life. That's what for me it's been all about.
There's another perspective that I wanted to share with you about that, and that's the fact that like guys like me or gals, guys or gals watching, we learned from that situation. And it was a really, for me, it was a really admirable quality to know. For me, the vibe that I got from it is, you know, when to take priority. We know when to create that balance. And if you're going too hard at this, and I know I've talked to a few friends of mine recently about, you know, they're just getting into this, and I'm like, hey, you know, you gotta be careful, you know, because doing just this little show for an hour, or if you're going longer, expect more, kind of the, what I call post shows blues afterwards, right? There's that drainage from being consistent but not having the support to maintain that consistency. So it was really something for me that I really enjoyed about you, that, you know what, no, I'm going to pull back. The right
Yeah,
people will be there when I come back, that supported me and seen me for me and appreciated my message.
that's it. Like it doesn't. It's the idea that the FOMO that you get, like if I step away, then I lose this all. And it's like, no, actually you're gaining so much more from it, because you really get to see what kind of impact and relationships you've built when you do step away from it all. You know, there's people that I've still stayed in contact with, and I haven't been doing a live stream in close to 3 years. Like, well, no, excuse me, 2 years, because we did, me and Yvette did do a live stream of our Unwrap Love show for about a season and a half before we ended everything before our engagement. But I mean, we the whole idea of like sitting down and putting together everything. Like I would tell people now, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna get into it, if you're gonna take the things and do the things that you've gone down that path and you've seen for yourself, Aaron, and I'm gonna just express it. Use and build systems that are going to make it easy for you, because the hardest thing to do is, once you've burnt yourself out, is to get up and to keep doing it over and over and over and over again. It gets tiring. Trust me, I did it almost for 2.5 years, where I was doing it almost every night, Monday through Friday, like weekends
It
off,
was
but
unreal, man. It was
it was
unreal, the amount that you were going live.
yeah. I mean, uh, you get to a point where you're like, it's you love doing it, but then you also have a disconnect from it after a while. And the one thing that, again, like I say, there's been an advent of a lot of things and a lot of tools now that you could use to make this easier for you. Don't look at it as cheating. Just look at it as the things that are going to make it easier for you to have peace if you're going to go down this path. Because if you don't learn how to set a boundary for yourself, if you don't know how to say no to certain things, um, you're going to make it hard on yourself when it doesn't have to be. Um, again, I've seen you dabble with it, and I'm getting heavily into it, but using things like AI, right? I mean, I literally had to make all and most of my like intro and music and graphics and everything from scratch, from just idea, where now you can integrate it and have your intro and everything done, even to your liking and to your aesthetic, and a fraction of the time. I mean, that's what I love about AI. It helps you just build everything up to do even a show, even to build show notes, or just whatever. If you want to have that strategy, we're more guys that are off the cuff and can just talk. But there are some who are straightforward and want that and need that. And I'm just telling you, there's tools now for you to do it. And if you are, like I said, set a boundary for yourself, and give yourself the chance to enjoy what you've created. That's the fun part about it, is to sit back and enjoy what you've done. I mean, if you're not doing it for that, what are you doing it for?
Well, there's also that element of excitement, right? There's that element of excitement when you're first getting on, and for me, it was a lot of nervousness. I was like, I don't know how well people are going to receive this HVAC guy that literally, who am I? Who am I in this big pond kind of idea? But I see guys like you come on and literally commit to, again, a message, and doing the things that you were doing, and to in fashion lay an example for us all, which you've done. And that burnout, that, you know, again, I'm glad that you brought that up, through a lot of different, like, you've hit on so many different things. I don't even know where to start first. It's like you've taken me to the ice cream parlor. I'm like, Gabe,
we got
what'd you
31
do to
flavors
me,
here.
man?
We got 31 flavors here. Let's just pick one and go in. And I get, or hey, the double
Now it's
dip.
making me think of Melissa Houston, hashtag Melissa Houston. She's always the one that's always saying, you know, like, what's your favorite kind of ice cream, you know? So hashtag, and I know that she's a good friend of yours as well. I've got
Yeah.
I got a funny story about that. That you're probably gonna giggle about. And this she's gonna be shocked I'm doing this right now, but the hashtag vulnerable moment. She told me to, I didn't have description, but I had good resources, and I was asked to write myself a top 10.
It works.
And yeah, she's probably just right now like, oh my God, he's really talking about it. Yeah. So she asked me to write a top 10, but I decided that I was gonna, and this is where we're gonna go with this one. I literally tried to one up her, and I said, no, I'm starting a top 12 to make it extra hard. However, as you said, the system does work. So we're going to leave that one alone, because we're both going to probably go beat red, but she's going to have a good giggle from that. And it's all about paying it forward. So go for it. Yeah, I seen you. It's your turn. Passing the mic.
That's what all this is. Honestly, this is all paying it forward from something else and someone else. Again, like I said, I wrote it in one of my books, but one of my chapters, but I don't have this story to share without two other people who did the same for me. Like, I'm not here. I don't know what this is. I don't, like, my path is completely different for not two individuals, two kind souls. I mean, two of the kindest people you'll ever meet, giving you a chance, and, you know, investing in a guy who's just like you, where you say, I'm just an HVAC guy. I was just a delivery guy. I wasn't nothing special, just a guy with an idea and a drive. And they kind of helped me bring that to fruition for myself. And, you know, I will always be gracious and kind to the late, great Steve Sullivan. He's no longer here. And then Mr. Russ Johns. Both those guys were big, huge influences. Him, and then there was another gentleman on LinkedIn as well that, again, gave me the encouragement, the information, the shared knowledge that they had to help me figure everything out. So without them, I'm not here. And that's kind of hopefully what I've been able to do for other people. Somewhere down the road is just, if I can pay it forward, that's all I ask of life, because I'm a big fan of the circle of reciprocity. So.
And I appreciate you, man. You've inspired me. And again, we talked about this on the TikTok, and the things that I've learned from you, and just to you, I almost feel that you were that push for me to kind of what's my what's my niche, right? Because I see a guy like you, and I'm like, well, how do I compete with somebody like that? Because you are still, and I don't let it go too far to your head, but you know, I love you, and you are still God status in my mind, because you were one of those people that I literally watched and learned from to start off.
Well, look, my friend Miss Future Kane, I'm big on, she's on TikTok. She's here on LinkedIn too, but I love what she titled her account, where she says, I am the niche. You are the niche. You are not the, you know, whatever messaging or information that you're sharing or talking about, you're the niche. Like
Yes.
you're the, so when you
Just being yourself.
being yourself, when you figure that out, everything else has a way to work, work itself out. But that's the hard struggle for a lot of people, is to figure that out. So you know what I share, what I talk about, that's the niche. That's how I have to package it. So
And I
yeah,
mean, for me, you were my kind of, I think that's how I ended up coming across Brian and Nancy, right? Which really found me that voice that when you're coming on, um, and coming on and doing this, all of this, that if you're putting on some sort of show that's not authentically yourself, you're going to burn yourself out twice as fast, because you're doing something that's not naturally you. Just doing this naturally ourselves, again, takes a drain. But if you are putting on some sort of extra energy to put it on an image for other people, then it's not yourself. And that's where, again, people are going to pick up on that when they're watching the shows. They can see your authenticity. That, you know what, when I screw up live, they know it's like, I'm not hiding anything.
why do I have to?
Right?
Ask yourself that question. Why do you have to? You shouldn't have to. And unless that's how you choose to live your life and that's your boundary, okay, 100%, that's you, go for it. But if we're talking about just being who we are and what we are as people, then there's nothing to hide. I don't try to hide any aspect of my life. People have seen the ups and downs, the divorce, the separation. I got married to somebody. I brought another wonderful person into my life and into my world. And my kids have seen people have seen my kids. All that was just me. That was my life. That was me. Um, Sharing what it was that was pouring out from my heart. So yeah, all that stuff is just how I choose to express myself and my world to everybody else, and that's just the only way I know how to live. And if people see that and they like that idea and they want to mimic it, go ahead, because then you're just doing what you do. You're just being who you are, and there's magic in who you are as a person. That's the one thing that I could never fathom or wrap my head around when I would talk to people about doing a show or doing a podcast or doing anything. Like, who am I to share? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to share? Like, what do you mean? I mean, you have some kind of value you bring to this world. You have some kind of unique gift that you have. You can talk about that. If it's baking the best pie in the world, talk about baking pie. Bro, people will come and flock to it, and the people who are supposed to meant to hear the message will. Other than that, I mean, if you bake pies and then you're sitting there talking about plumbing, and plumbing's not your passion or your gift, and yeah, it might be great to pay the bills, but eventually you'll be like, I hate talking about it after a while. Yeah, Felipe said it. That's the way. No one can, no one can do you better than you. There you go. Hey, my lovely wife, do you want to come here and talk real quick?
Yvette! Yay! We haven't seen you since the book.
Yeah, you haven't seen her since the book. All right, let me see. My chair.
She's rocking it, by the way.
She is. Kind of low.
Everybody meet Yvette. Yeah. It's been a while since the old Voice Your Vibe time. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Well, wait. You got the headset on, so he can't hear me right
now? No.
Oh.
You can still hear a little bit.
Oh, damn.
Not totally.
You are a blessing, my friend. I just want to say thank you, because we were talking earlier about the fact that there has been a new light that is coming from your man. That is, I know. I was trying not to let it go too far to his head, but there's a new side to Gabe that since you have walked into his life that is really elevated his game.
Go check the backyard.
Is there a cat caught? Is there a cat caught somewhere? I'm like,
I
hear him
don't
meowing.
know. Yeah, we can hear a meow. Our dog's outside, so I don't know if he caught a cat.
See, we're all about safety around here. First, we got to make sure that Donald unfortunately had to step away. He just had some other things to do, but Donald was on here, and I was like, you're driving. I can't have you on live driving at the same time. This isn't safe. So
yeah, no.
Well, at least there was a rescue going on. So things that you've noticed in the last little while coming from your guy. Have you noticed the new stepping up in the game? I've noticed your step up in the world. We'll talk maybe season 4, which is just around the corner to get you on, because there's some fun stories. We were talking earlier about just seeing again the difference between single Gabe and now the new elevated Gabe of being a married life. And just wanted to say, you know what, the stuff that you guys are doing live together, I really enjoy your guys' show, and can't wait for when that opportunity represents itself that you guys are again doing something big and bold. And please let us know here so that we can spread the word.
Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. It was very different. It was different than, because I'm a teacher, so I'm used to talking in front of a bunch of students, but I'm not used to being on camera and knowing that there's possibly anybody watching. So it was different in the beginning. I felt kind of awkward, but then it came to be something that I really enjoyed. So it was fun. We doing the episodes that we did, and sometimes we'll just sit there and brainstorm and think about something that we want to share in the future. We just haven't sat down and really put it together, because when we do, we'll sit there and plan out all the shows for the whole season just in one setting, but we haven't sat there and really discussed the whole layout yet. So but it's fun.
I appreciate your guys' mind, because I'm doing scheduling at the same time. It's that's a whole nother topic for another day, I swear, when it comes to scheduling stuff, because there's a lot going on, and it's not just one thing. It's not just people you're scheduling production.
Yeah, because it was easier when it was just us talking, but then trying to get other people joining, I think that's the more challenging part. Like even today, Gabe was in the kitchen and he said, what day is it? And so I told him, and he goes, oh crap, I'm supposed to be live today. So I'm sure that happens to a lot of people that are trying to be on a show. They just forget, I guess.
He wants to know the dog's name.
We've been doing this live long enough, and I learned, and we were talking about earlier, is I've learned from him long enough that, you know what, we just go with the flow, and we show up, and we just, again, hit on some major topics here tonight. Be yourself, be authentic. Don't try to put on something else false, and balance. Know that even though I know I sound like I'm repeating myself here, but know that even when it's fun, that it's going to take a toll on you. And you got to know when to step back and say, hey, no, I need a break from this. This is all good.
Yeah.
All right. So we're at the top of the hour. And of course, somebody forgot me to get me some photos. So while we may not have a mental health break montage ready for you this evening, when you are ready to get me your photos, dear sir, if you can still hear me, okay?
Can you hear him?
No, not that part.
Here.
Thanks, Yvette. Thank you.
I'm going to work.
Tell her I do appreciate her. So
really appreciate you. I appreciate you.
My friend, even though there was a slight delay in getting photos from you.
Oh yeah.
I did put you still get a mental health break montage. You're just gonna have to send me your photos later. And we'll put it together for you, and we'll get it shipped off to you that way. But I did put something at least together to try and get everybody hopped up, because we are literally at the top of the hour. and wanted to thank you for coming on this evening. Again, I told you I wasn't going to hold you for long, but I wanted to visit with you because, again, you've been an icon and a legend in my world when it comes into getting into this business, and something that I never even intended on doing. So just thank you for being here this evening.
Well,
so we are going to play In Place. And thank you, Yvette. And sorry, Felipe was asking what the dog's name was.
So the dog's name is Hershey, like Hershey's.
Oh my God. So fuzzy. So fuzzy. Oh my God. I want one. Okay. That squirrel. All right. Let's play that mental. Okay, hold on. We're going to get rid of this one first. We're going to remove that. And we're going to remove from the studio. See, I'm taking my time. I've learned. We're going to present the song that I literally did 2 hours before the show. It is a kickoff to Friday in honor of Gabe Leal. In case he showed up, I wanted to have something. So here we go. Here's a kickoff to your Friday, my friend. In 3. Oh, wait, no, hold on. I got to put it on stage first. We got to do this. That's why I'm... There we go. Here we go. Let's try that again.
Yeah, the week been long, feeling kind of rough, but I can see that Friday light, it's enough. Clock ticking slow, but now it's time to move.
Whatever. Yeah.
Got that rhythm in my step, got that groove. I've been waiting on this day, can't you see? Like a preacher waiting on salvation's decree. The weekend's calling and I'm ready to answer, with a heart full of joy and a soul that's gonna dance. Thank the clock, Friday's here, let the good times roll, let the good vibes near. It's a funky R&B soulful affair, with a gospel beat that's beyond compare. We gon' shout, we gon' sing, let the music lift every wing. Thank the clock, Friday's here, it's a celebration, let the world hear. I got my shades on, got my shoes so fly, got the swagger in my walk, reaching for the sky. The stress of the week, I'm leaving it behind. Got a pocket full of dreams and a heart that's blind to the grind. I'm feeling like a king, like a queen on the throne, with a rhythm that's my own and a beat that's all my own. The city's alive and the night's calling me, with the groove so deep, it's setting my spirit free. Thank the clock, Friday's here, let the good times roll, let the good vibes near. It's a funky R&B soulful affair, with a gospel beat that's beyond compare. We gon' shout, we gon' sing, let the music lift every wing. Thank the clock, Friday's here, it's a celebration, let the world hear. Oh, the drums are pounding, the bass is thumping, the guitar's quiet and the keys are jumping. It's a symphony of joy, a melody of peace in the rhythm of the night. All our worries cease, we're dancing in the moonlight, singing in the rain, with a heart full of love and a soul that ain't the same. We're breaking every chain, we're flying so high, with the Friday spirit we touch the sky. Ah, thank the clock, Friday's here, let the good times roll, let the good vibes near. It's a funky R&B soulful affair, with a gospel beat that's beyond compare. We gon' shout, we gon' sing, let the music lift every wing. Thank the clock, Friday's here, it's a celebration, let the world hear.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, there we go. Oh, wait, what the... Sweet Mary, Mother Pearl. There we go. All right. Now we can do this. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing, my friend. Thank you for spending this time. I know your schedule is just as crazy as mine, so please go off, enjoy your fantastic weekend.
I appreciate the opportunity, man. It was great.
I just appreciate you, man, for being you and guiding me the way. So don't forget me to get those photos, or I'm going to chase you some more. All right, I'm going to drop you guys in the back end of the green room. You guys are free to enjoy, or you can hang around until after the show. It's up to you guys. But please just go off. Have yourself a beautiful, beautiful weekend. All right, bye. Whoa, and now we're all up close, all up in my grill. What the? All right. We fly by the seat of our pants, and that's literally a great way to spend the evening. And you want to see how things can go? That's how things can go. You never know what's going to happen when you're doing these things live, and it is the best experience. I remember when I first started off doing this, and you can see it in my first episode because I had to go back through a lot of my old footage. I was so nervous. I was so nervous in my first ever show. And what was funny was this evening I reflected just before this show, and it happens every single time, is just before every show, I still feel that little bit of nervousness coming on and just pressing forward. Let's see where we go. Let's see what kind of conversation, where are we going to deep dive here into, or what are we going to deep dive into here today? Life is a roller coaster. What makes that ride is the people that we bring with us. And you are all such a fantastic family to bring with. And I just appreciate everyone. We are literally, this is the end of this is the third last episode. We've only got 2 more episodes left. So next week, please come and join us for a letter to my family. This is my story. All the co-authors getting together. It's going to be one of those heartwarming evenings of conversation, and I know that you're all going to enjoy it. All right, let's roll that outro, and maybe I might have something for you at the very end. I don't know. Keep it luminous, keep it kind, and let's try and roll this outro without any issue. Of course, and every time there's some sort of glitch on StreamYard that does this, but I'm good with this. This is the way we roll. All right.
Soul man, shining bright, lighting up the darkest night, helping those in silent fight, sending hugs big and tight. Shine your light, oh so bright. Soul, making wounded spirits whole, embracing all, making them whole. Your kindness, a shining gold. Shine your light, oh so bright. Spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Let your love be the guide. In you all fear subside. Together we'll stand with pride. Your warmth, a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright. Spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, hope in every heart, take flight. Ooh. light. In you all fears subside. Together we'll stand with pride. Your warmth, a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright. Spread love, make it right. So man, you ignite. Open every heart, take flight.
Nah, you already know that I'm going to come back on and say something at the end by now. I am just thankful for all of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing to support this show. And thank you for making my dreams come reality. Thanks for always showing up. Keep it luminous. Keep it kind. We'll catch you cats later.